their service. But I have to admit, as the host today, this ceremony is a little bittersweet. I've had the privilege to serve with Clayton at several duty stations over the past 2+ decades at locations that are literally around the world. If I could just briefly, I don't want to usurp anything from Skipper Hemstreet today, but you give a flag officer a mic, you got to wrestle it back. Clayton and I first met when we were both JOs in NMCB 40 out in Hueneme, California. And we deployed together on a CB detachment out to Sigonella, Sicily. Without any question, is one of the best jobs you could ever have in the United States Navy. We were in charge of 140 CBs. We had 108 pieces of construction equipment at our beck and call. Our boss, the battalion CO, was at least 2,000 miles away in a different country. Email had not been invented yet, and long-distance phone calls were very expensive and frowned upon. So we had a great time, but the Navy would see fit to send Lieutenant Mossy and Lieutenant J.G. Mitchell out on our own, and they just told us to do good and get the mission accomplished. Get the mission accomplished was pretty heady stuff. And we got a lot of good work done, truth be told, at a very important logistics base in the Mediterranean. We also got to eat a lot of pasta and play a lot of sports during our time off. And we had a great time being seated.
And Mitch is not someone who tries to lead from his desktop. In 1995, he relieved me as the PWC Coast Guard Planning Officer, and I stayed on. I moved over to be the production officer. So the planning officer's assistant was a wonderful lady, Yoshie Hashimoto-san. And we both came to think of her as our Japanese mom. She was loyal and conscientious and really did her best to keep us both out of trouble. So a few weeks after we turned over, I stopped by to see Mitch, but only Hashimoto-san was there. And she grabbed me by the arm and pleaded for my help. And, Hemstreet-san, I don't know what to do. Help kudasai. I apologize for that accent. That was absolutely awful. It was like a combination of Japanese and Italian. But at any rate, Hashimoto-san led me into Mitch's office and explained her concern. His desk, his chair, his credenza, every flat surface was piled high with papers and binders and books. It looked like an explosion in a bookbinding factory. And her dilemma was she had nowhere to put the yellow phone messages with confidence that Mitch would ever see them when he got home. So at the time I just laughed, but as I've thought about that over the years, I realized what I should have said to Hashimoto-san. What I should have said was, don't worry, the reason the office is a mess, and the reason he's not here to answer that phone call, is that Mitch is out and about learning ground truth. In all likelihood, he'll see that person who called before getting back to return the phone call. See, Mitch recognizes that you can't lead or manage from a computer screen. He's the best practitioner of leadership by walking around, that I know. Last month, the CNO sent a letter to all commanding officers, and it reads in part, and quote, "You must build trust with those officers and sailors under your command. You build trust through your character and in your actions which demonstrate professional competence, judgment, good sense, and respect for those you lead. This trust can only be built through personal interaction on a daily basis at every level in your chain of command. Human interaction remains the dominant factor in leading sailors," unquote. Clayton Mitchell is the paradigm that I know of that leadership style. And as the chief said, we can all learn about mentorship from Mitch.
Captain Mitchell reflected great credit upon himself and upheld the highest traditions of the United States Naval Service. For the President, G. Roughhead, Admiral, United States Navy, Chief of Naval Operations. Forces of the United States of America. To all who shall see these President's greeting, this is to certify that Captain Clayton O. Mitchell, Civil Engineer Corps, Navy Chief of Naval Personnel. Success. Warm regards, C.J. Mossy, Rear Admiral, United States Navy. Look forward to seeing all of you at many Navy activities in the future. Sincerely, C.J. Mossy, Rear Admiral, Soldier for United States Navy.
I'll miss the traditions. I'll miss riding the Metro and having a little kid come up and start asking about the ribbons. I'll miss, running into the guys that are walking the streets that maybe didn't have the opportunities that I had.
I am strong. I slipped the surly bonds of earth, and from my vantage point on the moon, I stand watch over the new frontiers of space. I've been in silent witness to all of America's finest hours, but my finest hour comes when I'm torn into strips, used for bandages for my wounded comrades on the field of battle. When I fly half-mast to honor my soldiers and Marines. When I lie in trembling arms of a grieving mother, at the grave site of her fallen son or daughter. I am proud. My name is Old Cora. Dear God, long may you live.